Are you tired of feeling like you have so much to offer in your work, but it's just not coming through? Watching what everyone else is doing and wondering whether that will work for you? Stop that right now. You've come to the right place because here on the Cosmic Queen podcast with me, Rachel Starr, you're going to discover your genius, your gifts, and how you can use your iconic cosmic blueprint to create the business and lifestyle you crave. I started my business as a side hustle alongside my successful career in tech. When I had my son during lockdown, I knew it was time to leave the corporate jungle for the entrepreneur's adventure. I'm a 2-5 manifesting generator with a Sag midheaven archetype, and I've built it all my way. Now I'm going to teach you to do the same. This is a no cookie cutter advice zone. Here we use personalized and effective systems like astrology and human design to work smarter, not harder, and have a damn good time doing it. Welcome to the Cosmic Cutting Edge. Welcome back to the Cosmic Queen podcast with me, Rachel Starr. I am so excited to be live with you today to talk about planetary transits. This is a major topic. This podcast is going to be short and sharp and sweet, and it's for anyone who wants to know about how to get started reading transits in your chart, specifically around your career and business. You can read transits for anything, right? The movement of the planets does affect us. The movement of the planets is something that we can harness. I always say, don't fear the retrograde, harness it instead. And so I want to talk about how you get started, interpreting this for yourself. How do you get started reading transits for yourself in your own astrology chart so that you're not mystified? The number one question that I get asked as an astrologer is, what the hell's going on in the sky right now? What are the stars doing? Because it feels chaotic and I don't know what's wrong. And there's no easy answer to that because it has to be personalized. You have to look at someone's chart to see exactly what is happening and how it's activating them personally. Of course, when we write horoscopes, when you see, magazine articles that I might write. I just submitted a magazine article I'm so excited for Christmas yesterday. But when you see generalized articles about astrology, of course, they're giving a general prescription for everyone. They're saying, all right, Pluto in Capricorn means this for our society, means this for everyone. These are the themes. And yeah, that's helpful, right? That's helpful. But at the same time, what's more helpful is getting what I like to call the cosmic cutting edge. I talk about this all the time. The cosmic cutting edge is personalizing the cosmic insight, is knowing, how does this touch me? How does this touch my business? And how can I plan ahead so that I am not taken aback at the cosmic energies, so that I am not shocked and calling my astrologer and saying, oh my God, Rachel, what is going on? Okay, so let's get into it. So astrology transits. By the way, I have to make a quick plug right here to let you know that I am doing a live masterclass. This is included in my Constellation Community membership, and it's happening on July 11th. I'm just keeping it simple, keeping it real. I'm calling it the Transits Masterclass. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an hour and a bit. I always go over a bit. I'm a chatty Cathy. I'm a Gemini moon, if you couldn't tell. And I'm going to tell you how to read transits for your chart. This is part of my launch of my cosmic calendar. So as of now, you can go ahead and purchase the cosmic calendar for $22. Go and get all of the major, cosmic astrology transits of the planets from January 2024 through March 2025. So that's an incredible amount of time. You could look back 6 months and you can look forward 9 months, and you can do reflection. I've got reflection pages in there. I've got themes for each month. And of course, all of the cosmic info that you could possibly need, including, I'm looking at it right now, including the date, the cosmic transit itself, like Mercury entering Leo yesterday on July 2nd. What degree it's in, what human design center this is happening in, what human design gate, and what time. So all of that is going to support you in planning ahead in your business and your career, and in really understanding what energies you can harness and work with right now. You can get that for $22, or you can get that plus the transit masterclass for 44. I highly recommend going for that. That is a fantastic way to get started. If you know nothing about astrology, don't worry. You're going to have your little primer, your quick understanding of how to start reading transits for yourself. You don't need to do a massive certification in order to do that. Okay, so that's my plug. Now I'm going to give you ahead of time a top tip today on how to read transits for yourself. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Let's do Saturn in Pisces. Why not? Why not? Let's do Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn in Pisces is a major transit that I was looking forward to for a long time. It's happening right now. We've been in it for a little over a year. It started in March 2023, and it's going to go until 2025. And so this planet Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. And typically Saturn takes about 2.5 to 3 odd years traveling through each sign. During that, that's what we call a transit. During that time that it's traveling through that sign, it's kind of infusing that sign or that part of your chart where you have Pisces with the energy of Saturn. The planets are the actors. The signs are the scenes, or the houses are the scenes, and the signs are like the costumes. But I'm not going to go deep into that metaphor right now. That's something that I teach inside of my star astrology course. Highly recommend that you go and do that if you want to actually read birth charts and then also get certified. But the planets are the actors. The planets are the ones that are making everything happen. And so when a planet moves into a sign or into a house in your chart, it's major. You want to pay attention because it's saying, hello, I'm bringing you some lessons and I'm bringing you some opportunities. And you don't want to be ignorant of what those lessons and opportunities are, because then it's just like you're stumbling around in the dark. And that's not what we do around here. That's not what cosmic queens, kings, and explorers do. We don't stumble around. We plan. We put the planet back in planning, baby. Okay. So Saturn in Pisces is infusing the sign of Pisces with the energy of Saturn. Saturn is authority. Saturn is boundaries. Saturn is responsibility, and Saturn is structure. All of those things are things that Pisces is not comfortable with. It gives Pisces the ick. Pisces is like, I just want to be out here in my romantic fantasy world with my big vision, my big heart, and my big dreams. Saturn comes along as like, excuse me, knock, knock. How are we going to achieve that vision? How are we going to protect that heart? And how are we going to realize those dreams? It's asking the tough questions. It's forcing you to take responsibility for your actions. It's telling you to stop listening to what other people tell you to do. And it's reminding you that you are the authority. That's what Saturn is doing. And of course, as you can probably imagine, or maybe you're just experiencing it right now like the rest of us, that can be a bit frustrating. If you're someone who is automatically very good at structure, at rules, at taking responsibility, at not running away when the going gets tough, then this energy is going to feel comfortable for you. It's something you're familiar with. You probably have a strong Saturn placement in your chart or a strong Capricorn placement in your chart, and boundaries come naturally. For the rest of us, this is a challenge. For the rest of the world, this is a time when it's kind of shaking things up, where Saturn's saying, you know what? You've been overly compromising. You've been allowing people to walk all over you. You've been talking a good talk, but it's time for you to walk a good walk. And so Saturn's going to push and push and push and poke and poke and poke where it hurts. And as I like to say, which is a more empowering way of saying activate, it's going to activate you in a certain area of your chart. So here's my top tip of how you're going to read that transit of Saturn and Pisces for yourself. Pull out your astrology chart. If you're watching YouTube, you can see me do this. Well, I'm just going to show you a picture. So pull out your astrology chart, okay? And find Pisces. Now, I'm just going to show you for reference the symbol for Pisces so that it's easy for you to recognize what Pisces is in case you're new to astrology. I'm going to show you on TikTok live as well. Hi. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Hi, Vic. We're doing a podcast live. I love it. We're multitasking here. This is the symbol for Pisces. It looks like Gemini, but it's more curved. Okay. It's represents the fish. Okay. So here we are. If you're looking on YouTube, that is a symbol for Pisces. What house is Pisces in your astrology birth chart? So there are 12 houses, right? When you're looking at your chart, it's going to be around, we're looking at Western astrology, tropical zodiac, Placidus house system. We're looking at the round chart. Double check this and find out, okay, what house do I have Pisces in? Is it the third house? Is it the fifth house? Is it the 10th house, the 11th house? What house is it? Now, here's how you read the transit. You're going to say, okay, what is the meaning of that house? And I'm going to give it to you right now because I'm generous like that. What is the meaning of that house? And how am I being activated by Saturn in Pisces to take responsibility for my dream, to build strong boundaries, to protect my soft heart, and to really be responsible and be the authority in that particular area of my life? That's how you read a transit. It's not that complicated. Interpretation is where the complication comes in, because if you don't know what Saturn means and you don't know what Pisces means and you don't know what the third house means, then it may be a struggle to interpret that and to put it all together, right? But if you do, then you're gravy, then you're golden, and you can look up things and you can be an internet detective and you can figure it out, or you can come and get a reading with me or my amazing reader, Nicola, and call a Cosmic Queen up. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the 12 houses of the zodiac. I'm going to give you a little line for each one as you're looking and you notice, okay, I have Pisces in this house. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Saturn is activating for you. And then we're going to close for today. Okay. First house. So if you have the first house, Pisces in the first house, excuse me, like I do, then that means that Saturn is activating the part of you that is all about the self and your inner motivation. So you might, during this Saturn and Pisces transit, feel a bit demotivated, feel a bit confused. Like, what direction am I heading in? What is it that I really want? What do I want in my life? It's time for you to prioritize your needs and to take responsibility for what you want and who you are. So who are you being right now? Are you kind of wearing a mask? Are you kind of like acting like someone you think people want to see, right? Or are you being yourself? Saturn is asking you this question, and you're feeling uncomfortable and needing to answer that over this 2.5, 3-year period. First house. Okay, if you have Pisces in the second house, then Saturn is asking you to take responsibility around your finances. No two ways about it. That's what's happening right now, is you have to take responsibility and create healthy boundaries and all the things that Saturn does around your finances. That's it. Third house, Saturn is asking you to take responsibility for how you communicate, how you express yourself. Maybe you're not saying something that needs to be said. Maybe you're ignoring your voice and kind of like letting things go. Now is the time to start writing that book, start that podcast, right? I started my podcast during Saturn and Pisces, starting that podcast, doing all of the things in order to take responsibility and to be the authority around your communication and your self-expression. Okay, fourth house. If you have Pisces in the fourth house, then it's all about home and family. So taking responsibility for what is going on in your home and taking responsibility for what is going on with your family. You can't put this off on mom and dad anymore. You're an adult, at least I assume you are if you're watching this. You're on your own. You make your own choices and you decide, right? It's up to you. Then fifth house. Fifth house is interesting. It includes several things. So the fifth house is creativity. And by the way, if I were you and you're new to astrology, I would be taking notes right now, because the meanings of these houses do not change. It's just the signs and the planets that activate them differently that change. So the fifth house is all about creativity, and it's about pleasure. And so things like dating is in the fifth house. Things like children is in the fifth house. Things like flirtation and having a good time, having fun. Things like art, being an artist, all that is in the fifth house. So Saturn is telling you, that you need to be a little more structured around fun. And you need to like make time for it and prioritize it and make sure that you are getting the pleasure that you deserve and the good time that you need, right? That's what we like to hear. Okay, then we have sixth house. Sixth house is health and day-to-day life. So this one is really straightforward. Saturn is saying, okay, you're the authority over your health, no one else. Don't give that authority away to your GP, as we say here in England, your doctor, your shaman, anyone else. You are the authority on your body and what you need, and you need to be making the rules around that. Same with your day-to-day routine. If you're waking up every morning and you're not sure what to do, time to change that. Time to get clear, time to get more organized. Seventh house. Okay, seventh house, Saturn in Pisces. That means that Saturn is bringing this sense of structure to your marriage or partnership. So even if you're single, if you're in partnership with yourself, or the way you think about partnership in relationships or partnership in business is getting a bit of a wake-up call. So it's saying, it's time for you to take responsibility for how your partnership is going. It's time for you to take responsibility and create some structures, boundaries, and rules around your partnerships. Eighth house. Eighth house is similar to the fifth. It has a lot of stuff going on. So the eighth house is transformation, it's power dynamics, it's other people's money, it's sensuality, it's a lot of different things. And so the eighth house with Saturn and Pisces there, it's saying, you know what, it's time for you to focus and to really get clear on what your boundaries are when it comes to other people. You need to have clear boundaries and to enforce them. So if you say, I don't want to talk right now, don't stay on the phone, hang up, right? That's what that's about. Ninth house is beliefs, worldviews. Astrology is in the ninth house, and also travel. So maybe there's something about your beliefs, and maybe you're giving your power away to other people in some way, or kind of like just believing what other people say without really investigating, what do I believe, right? So now is the time when Saturn is saying, okay, in the area of beliefs, no one else is in charge but you. You are the one. You've got to decide, is this an alignment for me or not? 10th house, career. We talk about the 10th house here a lot at Cosmic Queen because we are the home for cosmic explorers, kings, queens, and explorers, and entrepreneurs. So we talk about the 10th house, we talk about the midheaven, which is the ruler of the 10th house. So career and reputation. Right now, you have an opportunity to really bring more responsibility, structure, organization, and authority to your career and reputation. Call me, I'd love to help, right? That's what I do. So think about, how do I want to be known in the world? And what action do I need to take? What kind of leadership energy do I need to embody and own in order to do that? Saturn's going to help you out. Then we get to 11th house. We've only got two more. So if you have Pisces in the 11th house, then right now the Saturn transit is activating you to take responsibility around your relationship with community. So maybe you've been part of different clubs, communities, friend groups that aren't really aligned with you anymore. Maybe this was how you used to be or your previous self. And now it's time to really get into that alignment and to say, you know what, I need to have more boundaries here. Or maybe I need to take a leadership role here. Saturn is asking you to step it up when it comes to your network, when it comes to your community. I don't have Saturn in the 11th, but I've been feeling this a lot because I've got Aquarius and Capricorn there, and so there's a lot of other things going on right now with Pluto, etc. I've been feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm craving community. So that's why I created my membership last year. And I'm actually working on a lower tier to my membership, which is going to have a home on Substack, which is going to be called the Cosmic Cutting Edge. You heard it here first. It's coming soon. I really hope to get it out either today or tomorrow, at the latest next week. But I want to do the new moon energy release thing. So the Cosmic Cutting Edge is going to be the place, the community that I'm building, for people on Substack who want to read and understand cosmic insight in their business. So that's just a little example of how I'm using some of this like Capricorn, Saturnian energy in my 11th house. So think about this for you. How can you step up, right? If you've got Pisces in the 11th. All right, last house. Pisces in the 12th. I am giving you a big, big, juicy virtual hug right now. If you've got Pisces in the 12th, okay? It's okay. You're going to make it through. I love you. And you got this. Okay. The 12th house is not easy. The 12th house is the house of spiritual healing, spirituality in general. The 12th house is the house that when planets are there in our birth chart, sometimes we feel those planets get a bit lost because it's about getting a bigger picture perspective. And it's about bringing up the things that are subconscious so that they can be healed, so that they can be alchemized, so that we can be ready to do it all again and be our full ass selves with that first house. So with Saturn transiting there, what I would say is that Saturn is asking you to take responsibility for your own healing journey. It's saying, you know what? I know you've been through a lot. I know that sometimes the pain is so much that you want to run away from it, that you want to ignore it, that you want to put blame on someone else for what you're experiencing today. But actually, you're in charge. You're the boss now. You're the, what's that film quote? I'm the captain now. That is the vibe, okay? That is the vibe I want you to embody with Saturn in Pisces in the 12th. I want you to think about that and just like write that down, put it on your mirror, look at it every morning and be like, I'm the captain now. And I decide where this ship is going to go. And I decide what I'm allowed to let go of, what I'm allowed to forgive, and what is going to follow me into my next era, into my next iteration, into the next level of myself, because I'm a spiritual being and I'm also an earthly being. I'm also physical and I need to be here in the world right now. So how am I going to take care of myself? Let's go for it. So I hope you enjoyed that whirlwind. Did this resonate with you? Please let me know in the chat. Let me know, well, wherever you can comment, depending on what platform you're on. I love to hear your thoughts and I love to hear, the moments where you say, oh yeah, this really resonated for me or this really helped me. Reading transits is not hard, but it requires us to use a lot of different aspects of our brain. It requires us to bring a lot of different pieces of information together in order to apply it to ourselves. Reading transits has to be personal. Reading transits has to be just for you, and understanding how the planets are always having your back, how they are always supporting you, and how they're always activating you for your greater good. I fully believe that with my full chest, which is substantial, as I like to say. The planets are on our side. We just have to recognize what the lesson is and what the opportunity is that they're inviting us into. And we just have to say yes. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Cosmic Queen podcast. Remember, I have the Transits Masterclass coming up on July 11th. If you are listening to this later, do not worry. You can probably get a copy of the Transit Masterclass. Just DM me, just let me know, and we will hook you up. Or better yet, join the Constellation community, because the Constellation community is where everything goes down, and you have access to the Transit Masterclass, the Cosmic Calendar, coaching time with me, lots of different cosmic courses. I've got like 10 plus courses on astrology and human design in there. You can start learning all of this for yourself and for your business today. It's only $111 a month at this moment, or you can get 2 months off and sign up for a year. It's an incredible place for cosmic explorers to really get the cosmic cutting edge. And keep your eyes open for the Cosmic Cutting Edge newsletter, which is going to be on my Substack coming soon to you. All right. I love you all so much. I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day. And as I always say, keep reaching for the stars.